Hello everyone, welcome to the AI and SDLC update of the last couple of weeks. Let's discuss the top three items that will have an impact on engineering teams and the software development process. Let's jump in.
At number three position, we have Lightwell from Red Hat and IBM. So, what is Lightwell? Lightwell is an IBM and Red Hat service that provides already fixed, digitally signed, and certified open source software dependencies. So, this is attacking the vulnerability and code security part of your application, where if there are vulnerabilities or CVEs report on your dependencies, the Lightwell will automatically take care of patching those or providing you with the correct fix. Its initial catalog focuses on Java and Python, and it includes more than 6,500 remediated dependencies. It also provides SBOM compliance and artifact origin evidence that enterprise can use in their software delivery pipelines. So why it matters? So whenever it comes to vulnerability fixes, the identifying is not the only challenge, right? Identifying doesn't take much time. There are tools and websites that keep publishing on new vulnerabilities. The fixing and publishing and making it productionizing is the challenge. A recommended fix may require major software upgrade, cost changes, regression testing, etc., etc. Lightwell provides a safer alternative by offering trusted remediated version of the vulnerable dependency. So instead of sitting and upgrading one by one or like finding the fix yourself, you can get the given a CV, you can get the fixed library version from Lightwell and use that. So for leaders should start with high risk libraries, internet facing applications and regular systems and define the testing and approval required before using remediated dependencies. So some kind of manual intervention or approval is required before releasing a fix that is recommended by Lightwell. So for engineers, they should test the remediated dependency in a separate branch, run normal application test, verify its signature and update the SVM before release. So Lightwell will be most useful for enterprises with large Java or Python legacy application environments, especially where security evidence, auditability, etc. are very important. So many teams who has large legacy code bases that is struggling to fix vulnerabilities will definitely benefit from Lightwell. Moving on, at number two position we have Claude Apps Gateway, a governed coding agent at scale. So the main challenge these days with the use of AI tools and coding agent is not whether coding agents can write code. The main challenge is how companies can safely provide them to hundreds of thousands of engineers. Without central controls, developers may use personal credentials, different configurations, and unmanaged cloud spending. The gateway helps companies make coding agent part of approved engineering infrastructure. So, what is Cloud App Gateway? Claude Apps Gateway is a self-hosted control layer for using Claude Code through Amazon Bedrock or Google Cloud. It allows companies to manage access through corporate sign-in, user roles, central policies, standard configuration, and per-user cost tracking. So for leaders, it gives better control on how the AI tools or the agents are being used, and it also gives an opportunity to track and cap the cost. For engineers also, like I would say, it will make their environment more safer. Accidental leakage of company information, accidental use of personal account, everything will be limited if we migrate to this tool. And the most important update of the last 2 weeks is the release of a bunch of new models. So several new AI models launched last week, including OpenAI GPT 5.6, Claude Sonnet 5, Meta Muse Spark, Kimi 2.7. Code was launched in GitHub Copilot, and Lenstral 1.5. So the important news here is not that all these models were launched. It is the enterprise now have a portfolio of models designed for different types of engineering work. So you have the option of using all these models and pick the right one for the right use case. There may not be just one model for or one best model for every other task. Okay, so powerful reasoning model may be better for architectural or complex debugging or large migrations, whereas faster and lower cost model can be used for explaining code, documentation, test case generation. So the industry impact is like engineering teams will be moving from one model for everything to different model for different use case, and some kind of routing and selection process for each task, either automated or through governance. The leaders should define or set up a process that can identify and recommend the best model for each use case based on results and cost effectiveness. So they should then test them locally using the real examples such as bugs, pull requests, migrations, etc. And avoiding buildings, and they should also avoid building systems that depend on just one model. For engineers, they should use stronger models for complex tasks, and for simple tasks they should use less costly models. For enterprises, the competitive advantage won't come from just using the best available model in the market, but it'll come from picking the right model for right use case and keep the cost in check. Now, the quote of the week: the future of cyber defense cannot be a black box. Defenders need an open ecosystem that combines leading models with open harness.
Thank you for watching the AI and SDLC update of this week. I have limited it to 3 items this week because some of these items are getting repetitive. We'll focus more on what adds value. See you again with another set of updates.